The Mortal Kombat II is the most notorious board in the industry as having problems. This one had that very common game over problem where you press start, game loads up, you press start, and it's immediately game over. It would also sort of reboot randomly when you pressed an input. Now, what ended up fixing it was reseating this guy. I basically took it without a chip puller, which I don't recommend. I was actually able to repair here. You can see on this last leg. Oh, no, that's not it. It's on this side. You can see on that last leg, as soon as I sense that metal fatigue, this has happened to me before. Right there. I soldered right where the bend was, and that strengthened it right up. And it actually makes the contact a little bit bigger, because these are just, they don't contact quite right. It's a very thin plastic in here, and it seems to chip away. It's actually chipped away quite a bit on this side, almost like somebody dropped it. Right there. You see? That's fractured all along there. So I took extra care and bent those pins back, bent those legs straight, reseated it a couple times. It took a couple times. Those two, I did both of them, but I really spent time on this one right here. Another thing that you got to be aware of is these ribbon cables. They have that one little red wire. That's going to be pin 1. You see there? You got 2 on that side and 1 on this side. This one's easy because the cable goes away from the board, just like all the other cables on here. But actually on the soundboard, the cable is meant to go toward the soundboard, into the soundboard, as you can see by the number of the connector. I don't even see the connector numbered. You know, that's odd. I could have sworn it was numbered, but I don't see it now. Anyway, that's another very common problem is the sound issues. I've noticed that the negative 5 volt rail, which is required for sound on this game, it seems like a lot of the power supplies, at least the ones that I've come into contact with, have problems with that rail. So I actually do have some little PCBs over here specifically for the negative 5 volt. Here they are. This is a very specialized little board I can use as kind of a hack. This is a 12 volt, positive 12 volt in. You wire ground. I don't know if that's the right terminals. Let's take a look here. You run your positive voltage, 12 volts, and ground here, and you can see this one is specifically for 5 volt, negative 5 volt, and then you run your negative 5 volt out of there. You don't need a ground on that third terminal right there, but that's a little hack if you're having problems with the negative 5 volt on your power supply. Many of them don't even have it. You may not have it, so you can pick up one of these cheap chips and get a working negative 5 volt, which you do need for sound on these guys.